Today we're going to talk about the 12 leadership red flags. My name is Michael Barayev. I was able to build a team of 150 plus sales guys in less than 2.5 years. We did that with zero money invested, and now we have a solar company that's growing, we have a call center that's growing, we have a real estate investment company that's growing, we have a lot of things cooking from coast to coast like butter on toast. But let me talk to you about the leadership flags, okay? If you want to build a successful team, successful business, whatever it may be, what has worked for me, right? What has worked for me tremendously is understanding leadership. And a lot of you guys may say, yo, I don't want to be a leader, this and that, and I understand that. It's very difficult to be a leader. It's not easy. It's tough. Sometimes it's not even rewarding at times, right? Because like, why am I doing this? But long term, it is rewarding. And I'm going to give you guys a 12 leadership red flags that I've seen somewhere. I saw a document somewhere, and I went through some of this stuff before, and I was like, this is so amazing. I wish I knew this stuff when I was in my early 20s, right? So number one, these are the biggest red flags. Number one, you're unwilling to support your team. If you're not willing to support your team, it's a big red flag. The team is not there to support you. You are there to support a team. That is the purpose of being a leader. If you chose to be a leader to have people serve you, then you are not a correct leader, in my opinion, right? You are there to be a leader to help other people. That is the purpose of being a leader. Number two, if you struggle to delegate responsibilities, right, effectively, not just delegating everything and being relaxing on a chair, but learning how to delegate effectively. If you don't know how to do that or don't want to do that, that is a leadership red flag, okay? You have to learn how to delegate, how to automate responsibilities to other people to make sure they can actually handle that volume, right? Handle that kind of work and get the effective results that you need for your business. Because if you're trying to do everything by yourself, listen, it's not going to happen. If you think you're better than everybody and no one can do better than you, you're a failed leader, in my opinion, right? And these are some conversations that I needed to have with myself a long time ago. Number three, you take credit from your team's accomplishments. Leadership red flag, man. Leadership red flag. If you're not willing to give your team the credit, I learned this a long time ago. I blame me for everything that goes wrong. I give credit to my team when everything goes right. That's it. Well, Michael, does that mean that every time I'm a leader, I always have to give credit to everyone and I got to take all the blame? Absolutely. Why not? Who cares about the recognition? Who cares about that? As long as your team is winning, that's all that freaking matters, right? That's the mindset. Who cares about taking the credit? A lot of leaders are so insecure that they want to take all the credit for themselves, and when things go wrong, they don't want to look wrong and they want to blame their team. You're never going to be an effective leader. That's a leadership pitfall. Number four, if you're an extreme workaholic, right, and you neglect other areas of your life. For example, you may think you're an amazing leader, you're going to work your ass off, but you miss the gym, you miss your health, you don't take care of your body, you don't take care of your mental and emotional state, you don't take care of your spirituality. What do you think is going to happen with your life? Think about that. You have to get good at other areas of your life. I talk about the 7 areas of your life all the time in all my videos, everywhere I go, 7 areas of life. Are you growing in all 7 areas of your life? If the answer is no, you need to start focusing on those areas. If you want to know what those 7 areas are, DM me and I'll give you that information, okay? Number 5, if you ignore or dismiss people on your team, right? Or you dismiss their ideas, which is even crazier. Your team is giving you an idea and you dismiss them. You don't like their ideas because it's their idea, because you want it to be your idea. Okay, these are biggest pitfalls. By ignoring your team, you're hurting your success. Remember, you are not the smartest person. Your team is smarter because they're a collective group with you together as a team. You guys can accomplish way more, okay? Number 6, if you're not leading by example, it's a big pitfall. Do not expect your team to do something you're not willing to do or actively doing at the moment. Why would you ask your team to do something if you're not willing to do it? Why would you ask your team to work hard if you're a lazy kind of guy? Why would you ask your team to go to the gym if you're not going to the gym? Why would you ask or expect your team to do things that you're not willing to do yourself? You got to lead by example. It's very important, okay? Number 7, you avoid difficult conversations. Hey, listen, sometimes you got to have difficult conversations with your team. You got to have difficult conversations with your spouse. You got to have difficult conversations with your children. You got to have difficult conversations with your partners. You got to have difficult conversations with people. And if you're not willing to hold people to that standard and have those difficult conversations, that's a leadership pitfall, in my opinion. How can you become a great leader if you're not willing to have conversations that are difficult for you or difficult for the other person because that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable? It's part of the game. Being a leader, you got to have that difficult conversation. Number 8, you aren't able to make tough decisions. Sometimes you got to make tough decisions in business. You cannot make everybody happy in your team. 50% will be happy, 50% will be upset. You cannot make everyone happy. You got to stick to what the tough decision is, make the decision, and make the decision right. One of my mentors a long time ago, I asked him, I missed a mentor, how do I make the right decisions in business? He said, very simple. You make a decision, you make the decision right. That's it. Since then, I always thought about that. I was like, you know what, just make a decision and then make that decision the right decision. And that's it. And go with it. And if it's a mistake, it's okay. And if it's a win, God bless, right? That's the mentality. Number 9. You refuse to take ownership and responsibility for your actions. If you're not willing to take full responsibility for everything that happens to you, to your business, to your team, to your life, if you're not willing to take responsibility, how can you change anything and to create different results? You have to first take full responsibility. And the responsibility is saying, you know what, I messed up here, I fucked up here, I need to change this, I need to change that. And that is the mentality. Take full ownership of everything that happens to you and everything that happens for you. Number 10, if you expect perfection from everyone, including yourself, that's a pitfall. That's a mistake. It's a leadership mistake. Why? You cannot expect to be perfect, or even worse, expect others to be perfect. It's just not going to happen. You have to let people make their mistakes and help them grow. And that is what being a leader is about. Leadership is about being the manager and the leader to inspire other people so that when they make a mistake, you help them, you correct them, you uplift them, you get them to the next level, and you help them be better than the way you found them. If you're not willing to do that to your team, you will never have a successful team, in my humble but accurate opinion. You have to think about, how do I develop them to become better than me? And not having the ego and being scared that if they become better than you, they will replace you, because that is the best thing in the planet when they can replace you. You want to be replaced in your business so you can elevate to the next level. That is the mindset, okay? Number 11, okay? You don't listen attentively to your people. If you don't listen to your people attentively, that's a big red flag, my friend. You got to pay attention. You got to walk slowly into the crowd like John Maxwell always talks about, right? You got to listen very carefully to what people are saying. How are they feeling? What is the environment like? You got to slow that walk so you can figure out what's going on. If you're so far ahead of people that they're so far behind you, they're not going to be able to catch up to you. You're not an effective leader, in my opinion. And by the way, all these things, I made mistakes in all of them. Trust me, I was the worst leader on planet history. There was no worse leader than me. I promise you that. I had to learn and work in all of these areas of my life, okay? And last but not least, right, this is a crazy one. Number 12, you find it difficult and hard to receive constructive criticism or constructive feedback, right? Think about that. If you're not willing to get mentored by someone and say, you know what, you fucked up here, you messed up here, if you're not willing to receive that information, that's a leadership red flag, right? It's a very scary place to be when you're not willing to listen not only to people around you, but also your mentors and coaches that say, hey, you need to change this, you need to change that. So be open. Be grateful, change who you need to change, become a better version of yourself, be a better leader so you can effectively, affect and inspire other people around you to become better versions of themselves. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. If you love this kind of content, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.